If you are looking for a deeper understanding of yourself and the universe, you've been drawn to the right place. Well, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Sacred Science. We're really excited to share some insights with you today. You know, Nirmala and I were just talking, and I was sharing with her something that had just happened in my world. You know, last week, I've been part of a group for about a year now, and I was feeling like, you know, my contribution is kind of at a point where I felt good with what I'd contributed, and like it was time to just, you know, leave. And I was thinking about how to accomplish that. And today I had a meeting with this group, and they dissolved the group. They said, you know, we're going to restructure things moving forward, and we're just going to dissolve this. And I thought to myself, did I create that? Did I do that? Because of the thought I had last week. And so many times in conversations with Nirmala, she says to me all the time, Danielle, your future is now. Like the thoughts that you're thinking in the present moment, right this second, are going to create the reality you're going to live in down the road. And so, yes, of course you created that. And then she started sharing some stories with me of things she's seen. And we wanted to just shed some light on this, you know, bring some awareness to this, because I don't think we realize the power that we have in the present moment. And so many of us spend our time thinking about the things we don't want that we end up creating more of them. So we wanted to shine light on this today. And Nirmala, I'll let you kind of add in what you'd like.
Thank you, Daniel, and welcome to Sacred Science, everyone. Yeah, just like any other days, we are having our discussions today. What is the topic is going to be? You know, we never prepare for any of these topics, just to let you know, it randomly, we just do it. And I will have some sort of illustration that I've done the day before, and then it will just kind of synchronize beautifully. That's how it has been all the time. So we are trying to just do this in a way that it's kind of going to be some sort of help to the audience who's listening in, right? Okay, so just to add to the story that Daniel was talking about, I was sharing something that has happened this week. Oh, sorry, this was not this week, it was two stories that I shared with her, but the story that I was I'm going to talk about is about years ago. There was a client of mine who was very regular. She had to make a choice in life where herself and her husband now have to make the decision that they have to allow their only child, son, to go to school by himself. He was 11 years old, and the school is not too far away from where they're living, because the wife, the mother, she has to go and start work because financially things was not working out. She cannot be a stay-at-home mom. So she made a choice in life, which was clearly as any other parents would have done. So she made a choice, but she did it very reluctantly because her fear that leaving the young boy, because she would be back from work an hour after he comes back from school. That was fantastic. It's just the in-between, yeah, that he has to go to school by himself and he has to come back by himself, yeah. So the mother, what she did is that she started going to work. But every time when she's on a journey to work, I was just sharing with Daniel, she will be texting me, saying that, why am I feeling so anxious? You know, I'm feeling so much of anxiety. And I say, you're a mother, of course, the worry is going to be there. Yeah. But then I went a little bit more on a head space. It seems like in the geometry, you can see there was a lot of crushing space she's developing. She was creating a clear intention that the worry was not that, you know, how he's going to get there or how is he going to come back. The worry was more about she's creating in her mind that the son is going to get into an accident. These moms, every single time, this is how she thinks, that what happens if he's crossing, a bus hit him? What happens if he doesn't cross? You know, I know parents worries, but be very mindful of what you're putting in your thoughts. And I cannot emphasize this, you know, any better, because what you're creating is actually, you know, where we say that when you create a clear intention, you have to have the feeling of it so that you can, that becomes a reality. Yeah. And this mother is creating an intention on a very opposite side, opposite space, that she's creating an intention, and she's feeling anxious even before things happening. She's feeling anxiety. She's having panic attacks even before things happen, right? So she continuously contacted me every single day talking about this. And every single time I told her, you have to change your mind, you have to change your thoughts. You are going into a program of creating something that has not happened, is not happening, is never going to happen. You need to put that into your headspace. But she's not listening. She got so frustrated with me that I'm not listening to her as usual. But my fear is that she's going to harm herself and her child because of the thought process she has in her head. Yeah. So to cut the story short, the son did met with an accident, but nothing happened. Okay, so she has been in work for 1 week, and on the 5th day or the 6th day, I can't remember. I remember it was a Thursday. So while he was trying to cross the road, children being children, 11-year-old, he thought that he would have made it to the other side easily, but he tripped and fell in the middle of the road. And the bus stopped at the right time. He stopped. He put a sudden jam brake. He stopped. The child is safe. People went in, picked him up, brought him brought him back to the other side. Everything's fine. So they called the mom. The mom went and picked him up. She was crying and crying and crying.
It's like her worst nightmare, right?
Yeah, and it happened, right? So when she came after that, a week or so later, she called me. Her husband called me, and this is what I expressed to him as well. She's worrying too much, and this is how things are changing, shifting, and she worry about things, because the energy force is saying so, right? The energy force that's created is clearly saying this is what the physical body of consciousness is saying, because the mental body of consciousness say, hey, this is the information from my master. Let's put it through. Physical body is reacting, your vital body is reacting, your mental body is reacting. All of them are now in the play in communication. Let's make it happen. That's what she wants. Yeah. Your body is here to deliver what you want. Yeah. Without your intentions, without your movements, nothing is going to happen. Even if you want to pick up something, the intention that you have, that I want to pick up, I want to grab to that, is the intention that you have. Straight away goes to your brain, and your brain says, okay, hippocampus, hypothalamus, go on, do what they need to be done. And that's what happens. Your hand, even before the thought finishes, your hand is really reaching up to grab something from there. So that's how automatic we are. So just imagine if you can have a clear, very much fruitful, harmonious thoughts, everything would be amazing to stretch it out. Yeah. So to the mom, this is what exactly I was saying. If you can create a beautiful, actually, I did the drawing yesterday night. I mean, someone helped me to draw it. My husband did. So as you know, that I'm not a great artist. I'm not a very creative person when it comes to that. This is what I did yesterday. All right. So you can see this is it's a beautiful Buddha posture, that a being sitting down in a lotus position.
Before you continue, Nirmala, can you tell people what it says at the very top? It says seeking the, and then we can't see it.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
All right, seeking the truth. Yeah. Now, this is the best way to seek the truth about you, what you want, how you want it, and where you want it. This is the place. Sit down silently, go into a meditation, create a clear intention every single day. When you are in a busy situation, when you are in a pattern, rushing to work, picking up children, cooking at home, going back to work, and man is the same, a lot of things, shuffling and juggling with parents and individuals or whoever it is. Your mind tends to go into the daily routine, daily things that you're doing. You got no time to switch off and switch on and say, no, this is what I want, unless you practice it. And this is the way you're going to practice it. All right. Meditation makes it perfect, right? So when you are going into that, you're creating a clear intention of complete harmony around you. This is what I told the mom, create a beautiful white light around your child, bounce it with all these protection, safety gears, whatever you want to create it on all this beautiful bubbled white light around your child. Yeah. I know a lot of parents, like me, they even though the children are really grown, families, whether the families are together or not, they still create this white lie for years and years and years, right? Because they want to make sure they're safe, they're healthy, they're in harmony. Yeah. So whatever situations that's meant to happen will kind of surface out by itself, or if it is going to be their learning experience, it won't be that harm. It won't harm them in a way or other, right? So let's put it this way. It's their journey. Sometimes the journey is a journey, I understand. But coming back to that boy, if the mom can sit down, this is what I told them, create this beautiful harmony, all right, from your physical body of consciousness, your mental, your spiritual body, and create a bubble of white light all around the child. Yep. Which is protected, that he's going now to a harmonious place. He's going to a harmonious state where he's going to enjoy himself. He's going to find a lot of wisdom. He's going to be so safe and healthy in that space. Yeah. Create that around your child every single day. How long does it take? You wake up, sit for 15 minutes, you can do that, right? Create that in the morning, create that in the night, create that all around the loved ones that you have, create that around yourself as well. Yeah. So your thoughts and your process of thinking changes as well. Yeah. So when you do that, you are kind of aligning everything in all of your bodies of consciousness now coming into contact. So your spiritual body, the minute you do that, you're starting from your spiritual body of connection. So your spiritual body is now in connection with your universal cord, and then it's bringing down the information. And then from there, it's going to your supramental body, then to your mental body, then your vital body, then it surrenders to your physical body. So when you do that, you're doing a downward causation. And this downward causation is the best method that I found, that it kind of creates everything, whatever you want, whatever, very clearly. Sometimes you don't have a goal, you don't know where you're going. Just create this white, beautiful space of harmony. And then allow it to unfold so that you know where you're going or what you're going to do in life as well. This is not just for this scenario I'm talking about. Overall, this is a very beautiful method to create, Even people who are not in regular meditation, they do it for once and they come back and tell me, wow, this has happened. And look at what Danielle has done today. She was sharing with me today. She said, Namala, I was thinking I'm not going to go for this event. It's too tiring. A lot of things, it's finding too much of work on my side. And I don't know where is this going, So I didn't want it. All her intentions, just for a few seconds, a thought came in and said, no, I don't want it. It beautifully flowed out of her. It's like it's no longer existing in her timeline anymore. It's removed itself because of her clear intention, isn't it, Danielle? So that's what I'm saying. We are the tool. It's like sometimes when you look at it, your mind holds the all the formation from the time and space. So when you put everything together, when thought arises, it diverts your attention. So your imagination start to spin, right? So when your imagination is starting to spin, always stop. Put a stop to it. Pick up that imagination. What am I imagining right now? What is this thought? Is now making a new story out of it. Mm-hmm. All right. Always create a beautiful story around it. And sometimes these thoughts are desires. And sometimes they come from the point of your ego, because desires does come from the point of ego. Sometimes ego, that's why I'm saying ego is good. It's how you're using it. Yeah. And then it goes into the mind and sometimes it becomes a roller coaster. So when it becomes a roller coaster, stop completely. How you stop a roller coaster? You have to pull out the plug, pull it out, stop. And then think, what am I doing right now? Why am I going that far with the story? Mm-hmm. It didn't even take place. Bring yourself.
Why do you think, I mean, maybe it's just me and I'm adding myself here, but why do you think the mind seems to go like on a negative trail? Like when my mind will wander or catch my imagination going, like it seems to go down like the possibilities of it all not working out or it not going well. Like my mind doesn't travel down this like positive route of all the potential beautiful things that could happen. I don't know if that's just me or being human, and I'm just curious as to why.
That goes for every human. I think that's a human way of thinking because they find that what the method that it comes in our human mind is that, oh, that's difficult to be done. That's too far away. That is not possible. It's always in the headspace. Right. So it's easier to say that it won't happen than it will happen.
So that we don't like get disappointed, or we like to protect ourselves from that.
Exactly. You don't want to have such a high expectations or whatever, because if I go with the flow that is not going to happen, when it doesn't happen, then it's okay for me. I don't want to have a high expectation. So that's how they think that they are solving the problem, but they're not solving the problem. They're actually creating a problem there.
Crazy mind we have.
Yeah. And that's what the mind, that's a reason the mind plays that part, because that's the purpose of that, the human experience we come here for, to actually to conquer and go beyond that space and time to understand and hold ourselves in that stillness to understand that we are beyond this, and we are beyond any possibilities. That means we are able to retrieve, we are supposed to connect, we are able to do anything that we can think of. Yeah. So that's the training that we are going through, right? So the only way that we can do is through this meditation. It's through synchronizing. If you don't do meditation, you say, no, I'm perfect in creating good intentions. Wonderful. If I can see a superhuman like that, fantastic. But meditation is the fantastic form of going into that consciousness of understanding, to still stop and then create something from all bodies of consciousness and bringing it to the actual aspect of the creative field that you're opening up. The minute you do that, you are in communication with the universe, and the universe is creating what you want in a formation that you want it to be. Yeah, the trust, the faith that you have in that. Mm-hmm. I know that when we are always talking about meditation, we are kind of it doesn't not add something to the mind that is not already there. It's like it strips away the abstraction, prevent the mind from experiencing the true nature of it. Yeah. So the profound truth is a great incentive to continue practicing it again and again. In meditation, we are discovering the insights into ourselves that have always been there, for now forgotten, right? So we came here to remember some things, and this has been forgotten. And the only way we can recap and go into our inner self is by doing this.
And that's what you mean by seeking the truth. Going internal is getting in touch with the truth of who you are and all that potential. Yeah.
Yes. So when you're going beyond and going within yourself and discovering the truth, you're understanding a lot about yourself, and you're also understanding about the environment you are in, and understanding the people you're connecting to, and this is a beautiful space, and you hold the space and you go into that space and you create it, and as I said, that the more you practice it, it becomes you reveal that you're a spiritual being. You'll understand you're a spiritual being. And what would you do as a spiritual being? You can only think of harmony around you. Anything that is not harmonious, you'll just move away, because it will just automatically done. You don't have to do it. It will just automatically, you will be just like how Daniel was explaining. Everything will just flow in beautifully for you. All right. Yeah.
It's funny because I think our human mind goes into, well, how, well, how will that happen? And I think it's so interesting because I couldn't have wanting to, just my example, right? Wanting to remove myself and step away. My mind was, well, how do I do that? And what would I say? And who would I talk to? And am I going to offend somebody? And then it was it just was taken care of in such a beautiful way that I never even had to voice it. But I had, I allowed myself to worry a little bit on it. But it's so, I always have to remind myself that the how's not up to us. We just have to have the clarity, go to that creative space, in meditation, bring in what it is that we're wanting. And then everything just moves. I still, for the life of me, don't fully understand how it all works. And again, because I want to understand it, but it's I need to just not worry about that aspect. It's just no, you're the creator from within, and the external world starts to shift around you. It's so powerful when you realize that.
And you will understand it very well, because I know in the last 2 to 3 years, a lot of things have shifted. And when a lot of things shifted in you, it's not only just you shifting, you physically shifted place, the people around you shifted, the way you are now dealing, the way that you are now in connection, amazing, because you said that you don't know where you're finding all these people are coming to you, isn't it? You know, and Daniel, I'm sorry, I have to share this with the audience, is that and daily she's going with this purely divine soul, a spiritual master, that she brings him to the gym together with her. All right, he's a 90, is he a 90-year-old or 92?
90. Yeah, he turned 90 this year.
Beautiful. Look at that. So everything started happening, and now she brings him to the gym every day because he wants to go, and she put up her hand and said that now I can bring you, and then she's doing it. So, and the connection that she's having, the conversations she's having while she's driving him to the gym, and she's driving him back, it's beautiful. You know, so every single day she's connecting to this person, this beautiful being, and then that's not it. Since in the last 2-3 years, a lot of things that she was meddling with, shuffling with, everything has been removed. She's only connecting with people that she wants to.
Yeah.
That she doesn't have to work too hard. You see, so that's the part about life. The minute you move into that aspect of understanding that you can go within and you can focus and you can you can go inner and bring the inner world will bring in everything from the outer world. So when you go within, everything is taken care of, you know. And I know a lot of people I know a lot of my clients, a lot of people come to me when I talk about this, they ask the same questions. They said that meditation is only for advanced practitioners or advanced people, or, you know, the thing is that even to get to the word advanced, you have to start somewhere.
Exactly.
You know, so it's not particularly phrase for anyone. Children can do it, you know. Children are best, fantastic when I try to drive them to meditation, sitting in the space, the child can be sitting and ask him to just focus in one space, and then the beautiful space he wants to be in, and definitely he's going to a playground, and I know that. And then while he's doing it, to test his energy, all I did is putting my hand on the right side, his head flows to the right, and I put it on the left side, his head, it's like he's moving, you know, left and right according to where I'm phrasing. He's moving with the energy flow. How amazing is that? You know, children are the best when it comes to, you know, this sort of learning, and they pick it up very much quicker than adults, because our adult mind has already been programmed, has been destroyed in one way or other by so many things that we're seeing and looking around. But in that aspect, it's never too late for us to start somewhere, you know, to have a clear intention and start creating this harmonious, beautiful space where you are the unifying creative force that from which all things comes in, and both seen and unseen, and you rise from that aspect when you go into that meditation. You know, you get information, you get answers to certain things that you don't even know where you're going, you don't know where the goal is. Try doing a meditation, you know, going in and listening just to some resonating 432 music, you know, 432 hertz music. Plug it in and just resonate with the music. If you can't, if you don't know how to do meditation, just listen to the music and just focus, aligning yourself to that oneness. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I did well in today, so I didn't go over this.
You did do a good job. I'll just I just want to share a couple thoughts, some things that you said. I used to teach. I taught 6th grade, and something that we brought into the school is like an extracurricular. The kids got to pick like what they wanted their last period to be. And I offered yoga nidra, which is guided meditation. And every time it filled up, like the kids absolutely loved it. And then even like if we had extra time in class, they'd say, "Hey miss, can you do that thing?" And it reset all of them. You know, these 6th graders were dealing with so much stuff. It was incredible to do. And speaking of, I just want to share with everybody, because it was such a beautiful ride home from the gym today. The gym is like, I don't know, a couple minutes from my house. So my time with Guru Dev is very short. But I always, like, whatever questions on my mind or whatever it might be, I always ask him. We have a beautiful conversation to and from, always. And today we got in the car, and it was a cold day here in Florida, and it was a little gloomy, and, you know, we got in the car, it was dark, and he looked at me and he said, "You know, it's so amazing that the experience we have in this world, like how we're feeling inside, dictates how we're experiencing the outside world. And he said, today would be pretty gloomy, right? This isn't a nice Florida day. I said, no, it's not. He said, but I just worked out. I'm so energized. I feel so wonderful. And all I see is beauty all around me. It all feels so amazing. And I just started laughing. And I said, yeah, that's the essence of everything, isn't it? And he said, it sure is. And the rest of the ride was silent. And we were just kind of soaking in that. But I'll leave that with you all today. And Nirmala, is there anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
Just exactly like what he said. You work within, the outer world looks beautiful and harmonious. You can't come outside to come in. It's not going to work that way. Once you work from within, you understand from within, everything's beautiful around you. You don't have to work so outside. You don't have to look into the outside world too much. You don't have to please people to come in. You don't have to do that. The right people will come on and come living with you, or arranging with you, or connecting with you easily. Yeah.
It's like effort. It's amazing. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, and don't worry about the how, guys. I got stuck in that for a long, long time. Well, to wrap up, welcome everyone again to this community of spiritual beings, all looking to amplify their human experience. And we're grateful that you tuned in. Remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and click the bell for notifications so you know when a new episode comes up. And be sure to share it with your friends as well, and have a beautiful rest of your day.
Thank you.